Hello and welcome to IND Bank's Cheer for Greatness, and we're looking ahead to the big clash between India and Australia in Chennai. I'm joined by Wasim Jaffer here in studio. Wasim, this is the game that everybody's been talking about, and it's almost the opening of the World Cup after the opening of the World Cup. India have got a big selection call to make, and it looks like they're choosing between Shardul Thakur and Ashwin, depending on the conditions. How do you think they'll go?
I guess we're playing in Chennai, so it's going to help spinners. It's going to be a black soil pitch, and Ashwin obviously plays in Chennai, and I expect it to help the spinners a little bit. So I expect Ashwin to play. India probably go with three seamers, the third one being Hardik Pandya, and then Kuldeep, Jadeja and Ashwin. And lately we have seen with Australians their struggle against the spin. The series they lost to South Africa recently after being 2-0 up. So India will be mindful of that, and Chennai is a good venue to go with three spinners. So I'm expecting Shardul to sit out and Ashwin to play.
And then you're talking about a really well-balanced Indian attack there. And I'm just wondering whether you see those battle lines being drawn between the Indian spinners that you mentioned and Australia's middle order. We're likely to see Stephen Smith and Marnus Labuschagne, I'm going to go with, playing for Australia. And of course, Marnus has come back into the team after being left out of the World Cup squad, did so well in South Africa. Do you think that's the big matchup, the Aussie middle order against the Indian spinners?
It'll be a big matchup, without a doubt. Those three spinners bowling 30 overs to the top order or the middle order or the lower middle order, I think that's going to be key, because Australians like the pace, so they won't mind that, even though Bumrah and Siraj, they're quality bowlers, but they won't mind facing those guys compared to the spinners. So yeah, I mean that's going to be the matchup which will probably decide. And like I've said, the Australian batter struggles in those middle overs to rotate the strike, and then the kind of shot selection they go to. Chennai is a decent enough ground, it's not really small, so the spinners will have a lot to say. So yeah, that's going to be matchup that's going to decide everything.
So strike rotation in the middle overs. It's those middle overs in one-day cricket that we know are so important for the game. And Wasim, we have to ask, if you have to choose a winner, and you do, who are you going to pick?
Well, obviously India is playing in India, so they know the conditions and the form that they carried so far, winning the Asia Cup the way they did. So I feel India obviously start favourites, but you don't count out Australia. They turn up in the ICC events, they won the World Cup so many times, and they've got a lot of depth. They've got really experienced batter, they've got so many all-rounders, their fast bowling attack is really good. So it's not going to be a cakewalk, but I expect India to pull through this one.
Close game, says Wasim Jaffer, with India coming through. And we asked you, our listeners and viewers, to tell us who you think is going to win this game. Our comment of the day comes from Sarvesh Sanup, who agrees with Wasim and says India with many exclamation marks. Coming in from that series win, the men in blue have a very strong chance against Australia. They should go in with three spinners for the Chennai pitch. So expectations all round that Ashwin will play over Shardul Thakur and India will win their World Cup opener in Chennai. Thanks for watching IND Bank Cheer for Greatness. We'll be back with more through the tournament.